Hey everyone, in this episode we'll be taking a look at the Academy Award nominations. We'll be exploring the big categories, the snubs, and we'll do a little bit of review on The Wife, specifically Glenn Close's performance. All that in episode 113 of the Reel-ists podcast. Team Reel-ists, welcome to this episode. I'm Oscar.
I'm Donnie.
And we have our producer Ruben here as well. And he says hello. So this is going to be a little bit of a fun one. We have two things going on in this episode. All of them are
fun, Oscar.
Well, this one's going to be a little special. That's what I meant to say. You're absolutely right. They're always fun.
Exactly.
When you need some fun, listen to the Reel-ists podcast.
F is for friends who do stuff together.
We can't. We don't have copyright to that. But no, yes. Today is going to be a special episode because we're going to do a little bit of two things that we do here, a special discussion with the Academy Award nominations and a little bit of a review for The Wife. So it's exciting. Kind of just played out naturally. The Wife got nominated and we saw The Wife previously, or recently, not previously. previously on the last podcast. But yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into these nominations. And as soon as The Wife comes up and becomes relevant,
we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, so going off with the first one we have here, we'll start big. Best Picture. Now, Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star is Born, and Vice. All of those are expected. I don't think any of that surprised us. Did it surprise you, Donnie? Well, I mean, Black Panther.
Black Panther, which I think everyone was hoping for and rooting for, and it did. And it's the first superhero film to get nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
So exciting. It was on our top 10 list.
Yes.
And I'm so happy for it. The other ones, no, we already knew that, all the other ones were going to be kind of shoo-ins for Best Picture.
Yeah, I think that one was
Although Roma was a surprise, too, because there was this whole debate about, can a Netflix foreign film, a Netflix film get nominated for Best Picture, and sure enough, it did.
That is very true.
Along with many other
So, I mean, I will say, I guess, I say Black Panther was one that we wanted, so a lot of us kind of, forced it in there, and oh, yeah, it's going to be up there. But no, it's really nice to get that solid confirmation that we have our first official superhero movie that's a Best Picture nomination. Sadly, though, it didn't get any of the other big ones, and we'll go when we get to them. But it didn't get any acting nominations, didn't get screenplay, didn't get director. Very unfortunate.
Can we just quickly do what we think will win and what we think should win?
Oh,
for each category.
Oh yeah, what? Yeah,
what? We don't have to be long about it. I think that. Okay, thank you. I think that. I think Bohemian Rhapsody. I know. Okay, I think Bohemian Rhapsody will win. It won Best Musical or Best Musical Comedy. No, it was the Best Drama at the Golden Globes. Yeah. And it's been getting a lot of love. So I think I think that one will win. I would like to see. I would honestly, I thought Green Book was such a beautiful film. I don't think it will win, but I would like that to win. But I think it'll be between Roma or Bohemian Rhapsody.
I would like Green Book. I think that would be my my should win. But I can see, I agree, the Bohemian Rhapsody, just due to a lot of praise it's been getting, and Roma due to the 10 nominations it's got. However, if it wins the other ones, I would see why the Academy wouldn't give it to Roma. But
yeah,
Green Book is my personal favorite. I fear that Black Panther is not going to win. So I think that's kind of why my hopes for that one is kind of not there for it to actually win. I feel like this was just more of I
feel like we're going to give it to you just because y'all want it. We're going to recognize it, but we ain't going to let it win. Yeah. That's how I feel like.
Yeah, the Academy is just no, I'm the captain.
Be thankful you're even getting nominated.
Exactly. Because they didn't get any of the other ones, and it's kind of tough to be why would it win Best Picture if there was no Best Actor, no Best Director?
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to argue that one. All right, so the next one we have is Best Director. We have Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favorite, Spike Lee for Black Klansman, Adam McKay for Vice, and Paul Pawlowski, I hope I said his last name right, in Cold War. Mm-hmm. So 2 foreign films, but yeah, that one actually had some interesting omissions. I think Bradley Cooper being the biggest one.
Yeah.
And
definitely thought he was going to be in there.
Yeah, and this one also back to Black Panther. Ryan Coogler also. Being
if you're a Best Picture nominee, normally,
there's some kind of director attachment. Yeah, but what's your will and should?
I think I could see. I think honestly, jeez. I begged you to do this, and
I know you're the one that brought it up.
I can't even. I think Spike Lee will win this because he's been to the Academy Awards before, but never won anything.
Yeah, I was telling you, he never got nominated for Best Director.
Yeah, and this is, he was here years ago with Do the Right Thing, where he got that film got like 2 or 3 nominations, but I think this one, from a director standpoint, was really well done, and I think they might want to give it to him to honor him because he's been doing this for years, decades, working as a director. I could also see for sure Alfonso Cuarón winning for Roma. I'd probably say I think Roma should.
Here's where I would say if Roma wins or if Alfonso Cuarón wins this one, then it doesn't win Best Picture. I don't think that they're gonna give it back to back. I don't know. Yeah. The Academy doesn't normally do those kinds of
try to spread the wealth. Yeah. So I think my should win will be Roma, and what I think will win will be Roma or Black Klansman.
I agree. I think I Vice. The only one we haven't seen, to be fair, here is Cold War. Right. We haven't seen that foreign film, but I will say I think Vice didn't do anything that was outstanding to the point where it'd be like, yeah, that one should be winning. And the same with The Favorite. I think they were solid movies, but they didn't do anything that really kind of made a director stamp the same way that Black Klansman and Roma did.
Yeah, I agree.
Both of them, I think, had maybe they both had like some kind of personal reasoning for like them directing that movie. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what Adam McKay's reasoning for Vice was, because there's people that are just like, oh yeah, he was just trying to, it was a political satire, so he was making fun of the politics. I don't know.
I have no idea.
So we're going to go into Best Actor. So Best Actor is Christian Bale for Vice, Bradley Cooper for A Star is Born, Willem Dafoe for At Eternity's Gate, Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, and Viggo Mortensen for Green Book. Those, I don't think any of those were any surprises. I think those were kind of expected from the Golden Globes. So fair shot. The only one we haven't seen is At Eternity's Gate, which we will be seeing 2 weeks from now, I think. Or is it next week? No, next week. It'll be next week. We'll be seeing it. I'm over here our schedule.
I know. Sorry. Telling our business.
Comes out on digital, that's why. But what are your will and should?
I think Rami Malek, this is his year. I think he's going to win it. He's been getting nothing but amazing recognition for that role, which he did great in. I think should get it. I think, honestly, Christian Bale, but with the exception of William Dafoe, we haven't seen it yet, but I think Christian Bale's transformation into Dick Cheney was just crazy. And I think he nailed him. And I know he got an Oscar, a Best Supporting Oscar for The Fighter. So they were saying they might not give it to him because, like they said, they want to spread the wealth.
Yeah.
But I think he should win. But I would bet money that Rami Malek will win.
See, I can see that I'm going to say this for all of them. If he doesn't win Best Actor, it's because it's going to Rami Malek. I'm sorry, I should have said that. If Rami Malek doesn't win Best Actor, it's because they're going to win Best Picture, or they're going to win
something else.
Something that's going to be able to showcase everyone's effort into the movie. But I think Christian Bale is going to be my will win. I honestly think that the Academy loves these transformation stories, and this one did a lot more to really make you see this person he's portraying, a little bit more than Rami Malek did. Mm-hmm. But they both played their characters they're portraying fantastically, and I think that's kind of where it's tough. But yeah, I would be okay with should win for Rami and Christian. I'm okay with both of them being should wins. But I think Christian Bale is going to take the winner. I know he's won supporting actor, but I think they're going to recognize him as an actor now. A
lead actor.
Right, a lead. Best Supporting Actress, we have Amy Adams in Vice, Marina de Tavira for Roma, Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz for The Favorite. Very similar to the Golden Globes, except for Emily Blunt being snubbed for Marina de Tavira for Roma. That was the only change that was really there.
Mm-hmm. And Claire Foy for First Man, who was also
But that one was that split? Was Best Supporting? No, Best Supporting was all around.
It was all around. So it was Regina King, Amy Adams, Rachel Weisz, Emma Stone, Claire Foy.
Claire Foy, yeah. That's who the swap was.
She got switched out for homegirl over there.
So this one, I think we all know. We don't think you look at the list here. Your should win is Amy Adams.
Although it's like I don't want her to win a Best Supporting Actress. I want her to win Best Actress.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. But yeah, I think she should win hands down. Not to that. They all were fantastic. I honestly think Regina King will win. She beat her out in the Golden Globes. Also, I'm sure, since the whole Oscar So White controversy, I'm not saying they would want to give it to Regina King just because she's an African-American actress, but I feel like they definitely want to show everyone, oh, look, we embrace diversity. We'll give,
If they do on this little, we love Roma so much that almost all of Roma nominations are going to win, then I can see where Marina is going to win as well. Mm-hmm. I will say that I see it as... I can see Regina King being the will. I think Amy Adams should win as well.
Good answer.
But the other three, I just don't see anything that really was a driving force that was just that stood out. For the favorite, it was really more so of Olivia Colman, which she's in a separate category. But
yeah, and Marina de Tavira, I hope I said her name right. I mean, she was good. I really was moved by her in Roma. She had a strong performance. I feel like Amy Adams.
Think it was enough performance. So I think that was very short in what she was doing in the movie. She played a role as the time went on, mm-hmm. but I don't know if her presence was that big of an impact in the overall story it was telling. It was helpful. It was a nice little moment here or there when she was talking to the main character, but
I just feel like she was as a character, she was going through a lot losing her husband in the film.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that some other time. I don't want to get too detailed into it, but I think she did good. But should win. Amy Adams will win Regina King.
All right. So going on to Best Supporting Actor, we have Mahershala Ali for Green Book, Adam Driver for Black Klansman, Sam Elliott for A Star Is Born, Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me, and Sam Rockwell for Vice. Very similar to the Golden Globes. Actually, I think it's the exact same, except maybe Adam Driver. I think he was
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, yes.
Yeah.
Who was removed from that one?
I don't remember.
I forgot who from the Golden Globes was removed. But for the most part, the only one we haven't seen is Can You Ever Forgive Me? So that exception being there, what's your will and should?
I think
that one's tough.
Yeah, we haven't seen. Because Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Yeah.
But all the other ones, actors did great. What I want to win is Mahershala Ali for Green Book, although he already won a Best Supporting Actor Oscar, so I doubt he's going to get it again.
And same for Sam Rockwell.
And Sam Rockwell.
But Moonlight wasn't last year, so maybe it had a break that they're just okay, you can win another one.
Yeah, maybe. But I think he should win, Mahershala Ali. I could see them giving this. I don't know. Maybe they will give it to Mahershala Ali. Adam Driver, he was good, but I don't feel like he gave such a memorable performance.
No.
He was good, but I was kind of surprised to see him get nominated for supporting actor, but maybe I'm missing something.
Sam Elliott is my surprise. I'm just
Sam Elliott.
Although I do think it was interesting to hear that is his first nomination in his entire acting career to finally get that. But then again, there's a lot of blockbuster actors that don't get nominated, so it's not too far off. But I know Sam Elliott's not one of those he's not a blockbuster person. He's not The Rock. He's not Mark Wahlberg. Or I think didn't he get nominated for The Fighter?
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't. Well, there you go.
All three of his co-stars did. But I don't know who will win. I'm gonna have to leave it blank. I have no idea. I think Mahershala Ali should win. But
I would say would be Mahershala Ali or Sam Rockwell for me. Will, if they want to do this, we're going to give it to someone that hasn't won. I don't know. Richard E. Grant, maybe, even though we haven't seen it, maybe he's the one he's a surprise hit.
Yeah.
They love those little stories.
Yeah.
Okay. So going on to the next one, Best Original Screenplay, The Favorite, First Reformed, Green Book, Roma, and Vice. Mm-hmm. So what is your
Best Original Screenplay? I could see that. I think Green Book should. I'm not trying not to be too biased here, but I think Green Book or The Favorite should win it. But I could see Roma winning that. I think it will. I
could see Roma winning that one.
They don't win
I could see Vice winning that one too. I feel like Vice had an interesting idea because it was based on a real person, but it wasn't based off of. Or I mean, actually, I think it was based off some kind of book into some capacity.
Yeah,
but it's original. It's not adapted. So
yeah, I mean, it's just based off the real life.
So yeah, so it was meant for the screenplay. So I thought it was creatively done. The Favorite, I think that was creatively done as well to kind of have that kind of little dynamics between two characters.
Mm-hmm. The Favorite I could see.
Haven't seen First Reformed.
Nope.
So as of right now, we're at 4 movies we have yet to see. Maybe we could change. So yeah, I could see Roma winning. I think my will win is Roma, but should win is Green Book or Vice. I think those would be my selections for that one. Do you consider Hereditary here being a snub for original screenplay?
I mean, it just got snubbed all around. That's just... Yeah. Okay. Original screenplay, no. I don't think so. I can see why that... I mean, those are all great films. I thought Hereditary was a great film, but I know a lot of people did not, and so I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that snub. I'm mad at another snub that we'll talk about later.
Okay. Fair enough. So going on to the next one here, we have Best Adapted Screenplay. A Star is Born, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Black Klansman, If Beale Street Could Talk, Can You Ever Forgive Me? This one, it's introduced 2 movies that weren't nominated, which was The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and I don't think If Beale Street Could Talk was nominated for a screenplay, right?
No.
So yeah, so those 2 movies there.
So I was actually, I thought If Beale Street Could Talk would be a shoo-in for Best Picture, just because of all the some of the reviews and the recognition it was getting at the Golden Globes and other award shows. But I was, some people are saying it was snubbed.
There's 2 on here that we haven't seen, so it's tough for us to give judgment on those.
My tentative answer would be, I think,
A Star is Born.
I would want A Star is Born because obviously I just loved it. But I could see, once again, giving some recognition to Spike Lee, who's been doing this for many years, Black Klansman, winning that as well.
I think the screenplay for Black Klansman makes sense as an award winner. If Beale Street Could Talk, I think that one should win as well. But I think will win is going to be, I don't know, I feel like it's going to be one of the 2 that we haven't seen yet. But if based on what we've seen, Black Klansman will probably win out of those 3.
Yeah.
So just quickly here, since it's part of the movies, we won't do a should or will, but Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Border, Mary Queen of Scots, and Vice. We haven't seen Border, so that's one we haven't seen. It's building up here. We're at 6 now. Best Costume Design, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Black Panther, The Favorite, Mary Poppins Returns, Mary Queen of Scots. Best Cinematography, The Favorite, Never Look Away, Roma, A Star is Born, Cold War. Best Original Song, All the Stars, I'll Fight, or I guess let me say with the movie. All the Stars, Black Panther, I'll Fight, RBG. The Place Where Lost Things Go, Mary Poppins Returns. Shallow, A Star is Born, When a Cowboy Trades His Spurs for Wings, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. This one quickly, I think.
Should and will. Shallow. Not just because I love it, but it's gonna win.
There's like a small competition with All the Stars from Black Panther.
Yeah, all this. I would be just as equally happy if they won that.
Now I will say that there's no like in the way that we thought This Is Me was like the must win.
The shoe-in.
Yeah,
and it was not. So we could
maybe Shallow might lose. Watch it go to one of the others.
A song we never heard of.
We're prepared. The
Battle of Buster Scruggs.
Right, whatever. Exactly. Which is
supposed to be like, what? That's when I'll just storm out. I'll leave this. I'll turn off the TV.
That's when it's going to continue part 2. We're gonna see if we're gonna have I don't think there's a category here that's as strong. If it doesn't win, that we're gonna like lose our stuff. But
no, just probably
that would be a very big shock, if anything.
Yeah,
I think the Academy would do that intentionally, just to be like, we're gonna mess with the crowd here,
just because we can.
Right. All right, and Best Original Score: Black Panther, Black Klansman, If Beale Street Could Talk, Isle of Dogs, Mary Poppins Returns. Best Documentary Feature: Free Solo, Hail Country, This Morning, This Evening, Minding the Gap, The Fathers and Sons, and RBG. Won't You Be My Neighbor was actually snubbed. It was not on this list.
Snubbed.
And I feel like that's one that was kind of surprising to kind of see that.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It was such a good documentary. I don't know what, I mean.
I was joking.
Too mainstream for
I was joking earlier. I was just like, they were like, Mr. Rogers is a TV person. He's not going to get this theatrical love.
Yeah, that was a snub, man.
That was surprising. Best Animated Feature, Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Mirai, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think this one is a should and will for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't think any of the Disney movies will win in this one. My second runner-up would be Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be happy if either of those won, but I'd prefer Spider-Man to win.
All right. And the list goes on and on. We won't go into the other ones because there's a lot. I'm just scrolling through and I'm like, damn, there's a lot more that we got to go through. But, I mean, just look at the list. Those are the ones we mentioned with the big ones.
Yeah.
And then it starts to get to foreign language film, which we haven't seen any. Best sound mixing, which is kind of really hard to really be like, oh, this one's better than the other one. Best sound editing, best production design, best visual effects, which Aquaman got snubbed. Just wanted to mention that. Best film editing, best animated short, best live action short, best documentary short. Just some of those that I'm just not going to go into detail with, so we'll just skip them.
Okay. But
the last one that we will talk about, and which was intentionally held until the last, best actress. We have Yalitza Aparicio from Roma, Glenn Close from The Wife, Olivia Colman from The Favorite, Lady Gaga, A Star Is Born, Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me? Mm-hmm. So what's your, we've seen all but one, Can You Ever Forgive Me, but what's your will and should?
So I think will win is probably going to be Glenn Close. She won the Golden Globe, amongst other awards.
She won that split critic, or was it critics? Well, she won it tied with Lady Gaga in one of the awards.
And that's also where Amy Adams and Patricia Arquette won split award for Best Supporting Actress.
Oh, really?
So weird that they do that.
Yeah.
But okay. I think Glenn Close will win. She's been a working actress for I don't know how many years, and I think they'll honor her with this one. Yalitza Aparicio. I think that was a surprise nomination.
Yeah.
I had no idea she was going to get nominated. I think she was...
That one took Emily Blunt's character. Claire Foy was supporting actress. This one was... Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
And I think that's nice that they're recognizing her, but I think it's one of those, we're just,
Right. We love Roma so much that we're just going to include you in the nomination.
But Glenn Close is my should win. I mean, is my will win. And honestly, I think Olivia Colman gave such a intense...
She should win. Yeah, I could see her should. I'm okay with her should win.
I would like for her to win. And Lady Gaga. Because I'm biased because I love that film. So my will is going to be between I'm sorry. My will... Slow down, Donnie. My will is going to be Glenn Close, but my should is going to be Lady Gaga or Olivia Colman. Yeah.
My will is Glenn Close, but I would say Glenn Close or Olivia Colman.
Okay.
I think any of those two. Lady Gaga.
How dare you not include I'm just kidding. No, it's her first film. Like, let her, she's got to grow some more. Right.
And that's kind of very similar to the actress in Roma. Like, it was just... We recognize what you did.
Yeah.
And that was that you wrote great songs for this movie.
Shade.
But yeah, so in this one, this is the one you wanted to talk about where that got snubbed.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. I want to say I'm really, really disappointed in the Academy for not including Toni Collette in this Best Actress category. Yes, she was in a horror film, genre specific, and it was, it came out in June, but she gave a nerve-ending, riveting, intense, complex performance as a mother, as a wife, as third act into the film, someone who was possessed by a demon. I mean, she was like ferocious. I feel like she completely got snubbed. I'm not saying that any of those other 5 actresses, like one of them should have gotten kicked out. Well, I guess one would have to get kicked out for her to be nominated.
I know.
I like that I don't know how to say her name, but from Roma, I like that she was recognized. I appreciate that, but I feel like Toni Collette who has been working for a lot of years and is a really good actress, has been nominated for supporting actress for The Sixth Sense years ago. I feel like she deserved to be in that nomination list, and I just feel like that got snubbed. Okay. I know people didn't. We're split on who liked Hereditary, who was disappointed by it, but the performance she gave was one of the best performances of the year.
I mean, that dining table scene. You can just look it up on YouTube. It's really strong,
very explosive,
very strong scene.
She's just, yeah.
And that's in addition to a lot of other things she did in the movie. Yeah, no, that's a tough one to see not nominated.
Snub!
Yeah, those are quite a few. A Quiet
Nicole
Place.
Kidman. Sorry, I forgot. I don't want to forget that one. The Destroyer. They're all with all the claims about this is the best performance of Nicole Kidman's career. We've never seen anything. We've never seen Nicole Kidman transform like this. Like all those claims, and then and she was nominated at the Golden Globes, and then wasn't nominated for the Oscars. So.
Yeah, so was the Rosamund Pike was also
for Private War.
Yeah, she was also nominated. Those are quite a few snubs. A Quiet Place didn't get any of the big ones outside of the sound.
Yeah.
There was no female directors that were nominated for Best Director.
Ouch.
There was, what was the other one? We mentioned Ryan Coogler, Bradley Cooper, and the directors. There was no Mission Impossible Fallout. That was my number one movie. That should have been nominated for something. Does it my number one pick out for something?
Yeah, I think we kind of mentioned them throughout the category too.
That would have been, that's the thing. That would have been the new category, the most popular category.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
That would have been interesting to see what was nominated though, just to kind of.
A Quiet Place would have been nominated.
Right, A Quiet Place, Avengers: Infinity War. Aquaman.
Yep.
Probably those, yeah.
Upgrade didn't get nothing.
Upgrade, no. Well, that's not too.
Doesn't surprise me.
Right.
It was like high on our list.
It's like, let it do number one at box office, and then we'll talk if it gets a nominated award. Yeah, there was quite a few that were in the Golden Globe that weren't in the Academy Awards. So we'll see. We have about a month. February 24th is when it wins. It's gonna be an interesting one to see these winners, to see who wins the appropriate categories.
Yeah.
But okay, sounds like an interesting day to watch.
I cannot wait. I think it's gonna be.
We're gonna have some live performances. Yep. We're gonna have Shallows. We're gonna have that one song by the. I believe they said. Yeah, I believe it was that. I believe. Now Ruben's watching. He was just gonna stay for the highlights. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how this awards plays out. No host. So how are they going to entertain us? We'll find out. But
you know what? Maybe they don't need to entertain us. I would prefer them to just give all that time to the winners so they can give their however long of a speech they want to give. I know they're not going to do that, but I don't like that they put a time limit on speeches, especially at the Oscars.
Yeah.
I know you can't go on and on, but I mean, it's you're winning an Academy Award. Like, give me a moment, and some of the most infamous speeches, from the earlier shows of the Oscars, like, they're giving long speeches, but it's like those are like kind of, some of them are kind of iconic.
I feel like the problem,
because now they're just
that ABC thinks the speeches is what's dragging the award show,
like bringing down the viewership.
But it's not the speeches, it's the nominations. The movies that are getting nominated.
Nobody had been seeing.
No, the general audience doesn't go see.
Yeah.
And you probably can think of a good 5, 6 in your life that, when you think of like where they seen this movie, and the most common answer is going to be no for these lists. So that's what the problem is. It's not the host that's, being boring or anything. It's always been just these movies aren't as interesting. And when you think of like, the most popular one are the blockbusters. That's what everyone has seen. Everyone would love to debate that, Avengers: Infinity War, lost to Black Panther for Best Picture or something to that degree. And it sucks because at that point you'll be sacrificing those smaller films that actually, dive in and allow the actors to fully give a performance or whatever the case would be. So it's kind of tough. It's an unfortunate situation. I honestly just feel like they can use the time in between to showcase the movies that everyone has seen. Like, I don't know. They can probably like show a bonus clip of upcoming movies that are blockbusters. I don't know. They can do something that
they can do something. Yeah.
Like, can you imagine?
I don't think it needs to be like we have to have a host like making us laugh and really entertaining us. Like, I'm like, okay, let's, because whenever and anyone's on stage, I mean, even if it's a comedian and they're funny, like, they can be funny, but I'm not there to just, like, that's not why I'm watching the Oscars.
Yeah.
Like, I don't watch the Oscars for that. I watch to see who's going to win the awards and to hear the speeches.
Like, wouldn't it be cool if they did, like, a first look at some upcoming movies this year? And, like, and not to say, like, we have to see clips and we have to see, like, you know, brand new footage, but it would be cool to showcase that rather than showing these other, like, times of jokes of, like, making fun of, you know, a moment that happened at the Oscars previously, or going to the El Capitan Theater and giving them popcorns and the actors, like, interacting.
Yeah, like
we
got a group of people, they don't know that they're gonna walk into the theater on Oscar night, like that whole Jimmy Kimmel, or was it Jimmy Kimmel that did that? Like, that's cool.
The Ellen selfie.
But I don't need that. I really don't.
Yeah,
Ruben, why do you keep laughing?
I don't know. I think it would be more exciting for those to be like, oh, if I watch the Oscars, I'm gonna get a, you know, exclusive first look at Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yeah,
and where I get the director and the actor talking about the movie for a second, and they show some concept art or something. You know, it doesn't have to be like footage to spoil it, but like something that would be something like
movie related, like directly related to the films.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that'd be cool for a nice balance. But we say all of that we're going to watch the Academy Awards regardless. So just taking the opportunity to.
Going to watch Glenn Close take home that Best Actress award.
Yes. Nice segue there, Donnie. I like what you did there.
Oh, thanks, man.
So we're going to stay true to what we said. We are going to do a little bit of discussion of The Wife. Not a full review, just, you know, a little bit of.
Some quick thoughts.
It won the Golden Globe. We hadn't seen it, you know, just kind of why we are thinking it will win. It's only fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this one was one that she is kind of like in a tough situation. Those that haven't seen The Wife,
we're just gonna spoil it for you guys. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to listen to it, don't want to listen to this part, then, you know, maybe pause.
Thank you for listening. Yeah. Right, you can bow out now.
Yeah, you're dismissed. Everyone else, please remain seated.
But yeah, so for this, The Wife, it's really just about this woman who pretty much helped her husband's career and allowed this successful career for the husband to get a Nobel Prize for literature. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of, you know, she was okay with it, but once it started getting put into the spotlight, then she kind of had some emotions about it.
Yeah.
So that's really the premise of the movie. Very simple, very straightforward. There's
basically it's like them finding out that he's going to win the Nobel Prize.
Yes.
And then them going to Sweden,
yes.
To receive the prize.
Yes.
And throughout the entirety of the film, we get some flashbacks as to how they
met,
began their relationship, and some, you know, we explore some feelings and views from the wife.
Yes, exactly.
Basically.
So
pretty straightforward.
With all that being said, I think Glenn Close just really was able to bring the emotion and, like, at the same time hide the emotion. Very interesting. Like, she was able to be like, no, I'm okay with it, but you can sense, like, I need to poke you a little bit more because I feel like you're lying to me kind of situation. And the husband was just kind of this person who just really was more of, yeah, that was my book. Yeah, I'm the best kind of attitude mindset. You kind of were against him. You kind of were just like, you don't deserve this award. But yeah, no, Glenn Close, I think I see why she won the Golden Globe. It was a surprise when she won because I think we all thought Lady Gaga was the winner. But no, yeah, overall, I think she was really strong performance in being able to deliver that kind of feelings and at the same time she's just trying to support her husband. But any thoughts, Donnie?
I just feel like it was a very one-sided relationship.
Yes.
How it was depicted. She was giving and giving and giving, and he was taking and taking and taking.
Yeah.
And I think she was okay with it for so long and just kind of learned to deal with it and live with it. You know, I guess they were in a period where being a female in the writing world was like, it's not going to happen. You're not going to go anywhere. This is an industry run by men. So I think she kind of just fell into this place of, you know, I'm going to still write behind closed doors, but I have to let my husband take all the accolades for it. But I think, you know, getting that Nobel Prize, like the biggest achievement you can get as a writer,
yours.
And it's not even nobody noticed it, but to have your gift and your what you do almost like denied and lied about. Because like when they'd go in these little gatherings and they'd be like, oh, what do you do? And, you know, do you write? And he would be like, no, she doesn't write. So it's like, it's not even that you're saying, oh yeah, she writes on, you know, she does some writing. It's like, no, she does not write. It's like, and I think
trying to help make it sound like he's the only great one in that. Yeah. And even with his son who was trying to become a writer, and he was just like, look, you ain't gonna get to my level, but work on this and maybe.
And the whole time he was just like always just hungry for his father's approval. Little did he know that it should have been his mother's approval. He should have been, you know, and she was giving him her approval, but to the son that didn't matter, because it's like, well, you're not the writer, dad is. I need him to approve me. But little did he know, mom was the writer and she's approving you. It's like, it's twisted. And I think you just feel so sympathetic for Glenn Close's character. And just feel, you know.
But it's crazy how it goes from like being excited with her husband. Like they both were excited when they get the announcement that he got, you know, the award. And just with the people poking at it and people starting to, you know, talk about it and you know, just having it being brought up, it started changing her behavior, where she was just like, okay, I don't want to be right now with you and all the speeches and all that. I think there was a point where she was even just like, no, you go. I'm just gonna go do my own thing. Yeah. So it was. She was
like, trust me, I will be in a better mood if I'm not with you right now.
Yeah. So she was.
Yeah, I think it was just kind of every gathering, with every event she went to, with every speech she sat through, it was like a little kind of pouring salt in the wound every time. Yeah. And it finally came to a head towards the end, where we just saw her explode and unleash, and rightfully so, because she had all these years and decades of this pent up resentment and you know, probably feelings she didn't even probably know were there. Yeah, I think we watched her just emotionally vomit, so to speak. But you know, she didn't even know she was going to do that. She didn't know. Maybe she thought, oh, when we go to Sweden, it'll be fine. I'll be able to handle this. And maybe while she was there, every you know time, she got reminded that she's quote unquote not a writer. And I think it just kind of,
and with the reporter being nosy, with the son finding out, it was just like setting it up where she just had to face it. And there was a good point that was brought up when he was like, why did you marry me? And she really didn't have like an answer. It was kind of just like, why did I marry you? I could have like had probably my own success in my life. I don't know. It was very, very, very emotional to see. And I can understand why she was nominated and why she won. Yeah. I don't remember any promotion for this movie, but
none whatsoever.
But it's pretty cool. It's one that if you want to see, you know, why she's being nominated, why she won, why the Golden Globe at least, and the Critics' Choice, watch this movie and you probably will get a better understanding of that award that she's winning, and hopefully maybe Best Actress for the Academy.
And she was I just want to say, I mean, she was very maternal and loving, and supportive, you know, and I think it's called The Wife. So, you know, it's like when I hear The Wife, I think of someone who embodies those characteristics. But I think she got so lost in that, and she just completely lost her voice and her identity in her husband. But yeah, it was kind of slightly heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah, and you kind of feel happy for her at the end. With the spoiler, we'll say it here that the husband has a heart attack and dies.
So you're happy for her.
but no, because like she has this moment where she like flips the notebook she has to a blank page, and she kind of has this like, now she feels like she's free to write.
And we watch the plane just kind of drift off into the sunset.
Yeah. So
yeah, it does it's kind of twisted, I know, but it does leave you on an optimistic note for her. Like, she now can
prove herself,
can use her voice and be heard.
Yes.
Unfortunately, her husband had to die, but I mean, she didn't want that, you know. It's just
right. She never asked for that. Yeah, it was just
so. It was a good film though, and I think she will win at the Oscars, and
might have another great speech.
I think she did a great. She did have a good speech, and I think that's another thing too. Like, Rami Malek had a good speech at the Golden Globes, and I feel like he's gonna win the Oscar. So I'm excited to hear his speech. I love hearing Oscar speeches. Are like, that's part of the reason. I already said it, but I love hearing speeches. Yeah. good or bad. They don't have to be like this beautifully constructed poem, but
the ones that I will say that still like kind of just I don't like seeing the paper. I don't like seeing the paper of who you want to thank. I understand you want to mention everyone. I understand, you have your people that, you promised you would mention or whatever the case will be. But I just go with your emotion.
Something
like
slightly tacky about it.
I don't know. It just like the whole like bringing it out and just like, okay, I want to thank. And they're just like reading it off.
Some of them would be like, I want to thank. And they put on their glasses, put on their spectacles. And then they have the... I'm like, all right. I get it, though, because you're over... I mean, especially if you've never won, or I don't know, if you're just not into, like, recognition on that level, it can be very overwhelming, I'm sure, and you have a million emotions.
And I just want to know how many actually bring that, because if you don't win, you wrote this, like... I don't know, it's like... I would say let it happen naturally, and let your emotions thank you. Obviously, everyone's going to know you're on the spot, you have a time limit. If you don't,
we'll be forgiving.
Right. If you don't say their names, with the exceptions of like, your loved one or your immediate kids or whoever, like, I'm sure there's a few people you must say, but I don't know if you need the list. That's the one thing that I just hate. As soon as you bring out the list, play the music. That's what I would do.
So mean. Dang.
No list.
So do not bring a list. Oscar does not want to see a list on that stage.
It is the Oscars.
You better memorize it. You're an actor. You better memorize that.
Not even that you need to memorize it. Just let it naturally come out. You'll say who you want to thank. You'll have your message you want to say.
No, I agree. It is a lot more endearing and a more beautiful moment with more sentiment when somebody is really just speaking from the heart, and you can tell it's not. They didn't practice the speech or they don't have a list. I get it. I get both sides.
Yeah,
I do.
I get what
for
sure. But we'll find out. Hopefully, it's going to be exciting Oscar. That's all that matters. Is it exciting or not? But thank you, listeners, to tuning into this exciting episode where we covered the nominations and a little bit of a review there for their wife. You can always follow us on social media at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Team Reel-ists. That's Team REELISTS. And you can also leave a comment on YouTube or review us on iTunes. But thank you for tuning into this episode, and we hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.
Bye.